Hey, welcome to Move Fast, Lift Heavy podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Joe Roscoe. This is episode 2. For those of you that checked out episode 1, thanks for coming back. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like it, double tap it, swipe up, do all the things. If you haven't checked out our website yet, movefastliftheavy.com. We are all things fashion, fitness, and friends. We have apparel launches dropping what it seems like to me daily. Our founder, Christian Harris, his artistic vibes are just flowing weekly. So we have so much merch out there that's all fire. I'm wearing my Michael Jordan shirt right here for those of you tuning in to YouTube. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. If you're listening to somewhere else where you get your podcasts, welcome. We also just dropped Move Fast, Lift Heavy online training. You can check that out, do a free trial, and train with our coaches online. It's not just your run-of-the-mill CrossFit WOD blog, but you're actually interacting with coaches on a daily basis. All right, let's bring on the co-host, founder of Move Fast, Lift Heavy, Christian Harris.
What up? What up?
What up? Let's bring that back from last episode. That was as good of a organic hello as we could get. Tell me something good. Here we are on a Thursday. What was this, active recovery day for you today?
It's a Thursday, active recovery day. I don't really like to take full rest days. I usually just feel better moving around, get a little sweat in. So this morning I decided to cook up a little biker and burpee overload workout. Entailed basically 16.5 thousand meters on the biker and then 165 burpees in total. Good little sweat this morning.
Oh, wow. That was pretty chill. That's it, huh?
Some light.
Let's talk about, so I was talking about our launches for the apparel line, Move Fast, Lift Heavy, and we got one coming up, right? Can you talk to us a little bit about the open season launch?
Yeah, 'tis the season. It's open season, right?
Right.
You know, what you always see or what kind of goes through your head sometimes is like if certain strategies are a good idea or not. And one of the big ones is touch and go. Like that's a big thing. Should I go touch and go? Should I go quick singles? So one of the shirts is kind of a reflection that shows the mindset like touch and go is the only way to do this. And then the other one is touch and go is a bad choice.
Uh-huh.
And then you also see a flamed out Seth, La Flame right there. And basically, doesn't matter the workout, doesn't matter what you do, something is going to be hot, something's going to be on fire, and that's kind of what that represents.
Cool. All right, we're looking forward to that. When's the official drop, if you haven't already said it?
That's going to drop on Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, Monday. That is February, you know it, the 5th. After you're all full from
15th, yep.
Yeah. After you're all full from your Valentine's either date or your solo session with Netflix and a bunch of candy. All right, let's move on to our guest for today in episode 2. I'll leave that to you, Christian. You can intro who we got.
We got the man, the myth, Dex Hopkins. Husband and father, sneakerhead, all around good dude, real life, swaggered out Ken doll, Dex Hopkins.
I get the Ken doll now. That's what I get. So his recovery days are not recovery. First of all, what'd you do for recovery day, man? Well, 1 rep max back squat and 17-mile jog. Real light day. But yeah, what's good?
Hey, good to have you. Dex is one of our Move Fast coaches. A lot of the time, if you're suffering or cursing the gods, you might be cursing Dex. So, yeah, we want to have you on, chat the sneaker life, chat about Christian, and your experience teaming up together on a CrossFit Games team and the qualifiers and all that, and how that all kind of went down last year, unfortunately.
Still upset.
Also, we got to talk about your beard, of course, things like that. So let's get into knowing you first, and then we'll talk about you and Christian teaming up and how you guys got to know each other. But everyone listening, Dex is a 2-time CrossFit Games team athlete. Here's a pic if you're watching it on YouTube. Tell us about that guy, that Viking or Forrest Gump or whoever that is.
We'll take both. I think that was 2018 regionals, the last individual year.
Yeah.
And I think I was really hungry because I was like 208, and Christian knows that's skinny for me. And I was starving. And that picture is from the 333, because my coach at the time was like, how do you want to pace this? I was like, me and you both know this isn't going to go well. I'm going to win the row, try to get on the treadmill first and see what happens. And that's exactly what happened. I was on the treadmill doing a nice walk jog, I call it the hog jog, like an O-lineman jogs back to the huddle. It looks like he's running in his shoulders, but he's walking. Yeah. That was that. Good braid job. I think my wife braided my hair, so it stayed up the whole time. But that was a good year because that was the last time my mom got to see me to compete. And I think I pointed at her one time on the treadmill because it was so funny to me that I had to run 3 miles on the runner. So we had a good old time.
Were you at a regional where the monitors were actually working, or were they counting your stripe on your tread?
I wish they had counted my stripe. It was definitely working, and I could see just the sad, slow tick of meters. But yeah, we were in Central East for 5 years, for I guess most of my career now. But we had I was in South Central in 2014, and then just met the love of my life that moved me to Kentucky for her residency, and it just worked out to kind of flourish things for me, and joined the team there at CrossFit Maximus and made some really good lifelong friends, and fortunate enough to go do team stuff, which was way more fun than individual. I don't have the crazy brain for individual for sure. But that year everybody decided they were getting old or doing other stuff. So I was like, all right, we'll try to do individual. I'm pretty good at the open. And I actually think I got backloaded that year because I tried to take the last week off. I think I was in 12th, and I was like, I got enough points. We'll just show up and do the Friday Night Lights thing. I think I showed up 10 minutes late, dropped my bag, and then did 4 thrusters with the bar and started the workout. And then I ended up having to do it twice Monday to get a horrible score, and then just say the prayers you say to get backloaded. Yeah, it's a good time. Real smooth move. Yeah, smooth move. Yeah, it's great.
So like Christian, you also came from a football background as well, right?
Oh yeah, I was a fat receiver. I played tight end. I'm from Mississippi where we live now. I'm from Jackson, but I played junior college ball here at Holmes. You can't see me getting my butt whooped on Last Chance U, but a lot of those teams whooped us. So I was in that conference with them, and then played at a little D2 school here called Delta State. I say little. We were the best football in the state for the longest time. So unless, we were really good those few years. But yeah, that's my Uncle Rico days. It was a good old time. We're technically the same. I was just a fat receiver. He was a receiver.
Yeah. What did you call him?
He was a regular receiver. I was a tight end, so I got to be fat. Yeah, ice cream receiver. That's what it was.
All right, well let's get into it about you two. You ended up being on a team together. Here's a pic of you all from an event. Why don't you tell us a little bit, both of you guys, about the backstory of that?
Is that from Ireland?
How do we? That's from that's Filthy 150. How did we first meet? Was it at a Wadapalooza or something?
I think the first year I met you, we were at the Romwad booth, and you were on a team with Blaine and Dave, maybe.
Okay, so Wadapalooza.
Yeah, and we were having I was there with my buddy Joe. He's up there with you, Joe Silvestri, and he was in your region. Joe Silvestri and my buddy Eric Oxley, who was on the team with us at Maximus. But we were both Romwad athletes, so I think we may have met through Ryan Schultz that year. But I think just internet buddies talking smack back and forth because we were
two big man repping for the big man,
That's it. That's
the
it. We're
200 plus.
yeah, over 6 feet, too big for the sport. Yeah, I think we bonded over that on the internet for a while, and then I want to say French Throwdown. We had planned. I mean, we had done like a whole like team camp with Chandler. Chandler had come to Louisville. He lives there now, but I was coaching there at the time. Him, Kelly, and Brooke came, and we did a team camp.
Chandler who?
Smith.
Oh, Chandler Smith. All right. So everyone listening, so Chandler Smith was supposed to be on the team, the well-known CrossFit Games athlete who's active in the Army, right? Currently still, right? In the Army.
My man gets out in a few days. He'll be free. Yeah, he'll be free. So he is active currently, but he will be out, which will be awesome. He's gonna be scary.
So you had a camp with him, and then what happened?
We had the camp, and then first, some Army stuff. Their scheduling doesn't line up with kind of the speed of, the season, and so he ended up not being able to go. I think I hit you in the DM, was like, "Hey, you want to fill in?" And like that was the first time we'd ever worked out together. It was in France. So
the day before the event.
Yeah, where he made me realize that I definitely can't snatch as much as him that day, and then. But we had so much fun. Like I think we instantly all because it was me, him, and Kelly first, and then I think Brooke got there last, maybe like late that night before the first day.
Yeah.
And we had this cool little, I don't know if it was an Airbnb or however, who found that, a little cottage down the dirt road, but it was
dope. It was on the farms, horses and stuff in the morning. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was dope. It was like something out of a movie.
So y'all ended up winning that. What other teams made the trip out there? Who were you going up against?
We actually took second.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the first place team, what? They had already qualified, so you got the ticket to the invite, or how'd that go down?
France So France was Invictus. It was the last event before the games in 2019, right? 2019. Because I think I went and coached Chandler because you were on the demo team.
Yep,
that's right. So I was coaching Chandler. That was the last event before the games, and I think Tola's team, Invictus Boston, that they won. And I want to say that, it might have been just like 20 points, 25, something like that.
Yeah,
we made a late push. It was we knew we were going to try to win. I don't know what the expectation was really because none of us had ever worked out together. We just gelled so well, and we're all friends. And it just, if you pick up a worm with 4 strangers and it works very well, I don't know how many times that happens, but it happened with us, and we were cruising. Yeah. And some of the events lined up really good for us, and we had fun. Some of them didn't. I think the way I got lined up with Jason coaching me was watching y'all do that 8K run for the first event. But we had such a good time, and then after that it was like, hey, this is kind of set. We'll run it back. And then my wife was pregnant, and so before Ireland, hell, I don't think I was ever able to make any of the camps because one of them was right before she was going to have the baby. She was on any day watch, so I couldn't go. I want to say Will filled in, which ended up working out because if he's going to be on the squad now, and then but Ireland was the next time. Everybody worked out together, including me. And we went and I think we had a rough start, and then we just started crushing. But there were good teams at France. There were really good teams in Ireland. There were some kind of, I guess you call them super teams. There's a lot of individual games athletes on a few teams.
Yeah.
What did you place in Ireland?
That we took first.
All right, so that's what I was. Season. I was getting my countries mixed up. That's different trips. We had who was it? There were some really good European teams. Those program teams were just a bunch of cyborgs. Yeah, they're scary good. And then I think Craig Kinney's team, and it was him, Craig Kinney. It was Craig Kinney. What's the guy's name?
Paul Tremblay.
Paul Tremblay, and then the French lady and Jen Smith. And Jen was actually at CrossFit Maximus when I was there for the longest time. She was the individual athlete in the house, so that was nice. We had a great time though, man. The vibe with us was always we were fit and the events lined up for us, but at no point were we not having the most fun out of anybody on the floor. And that was the most important to me. all the time, and especially at that point, like in the, I guess, career. But like that's winning's awesome. Definitely want to win, but that's sometimes out of the control. If you're running your best race, there might be somebody faster. But the having fun part and like the doing it with friends was like always very important.
Gotta have the vibes.
Yeah, for sure. And there was no vibe better than our lane on every event, just acting a fool. It was great.
Let's jump into the Open, with the Open coming up, and also just a little bit of like programming, chalk talk. What should the listeners out there be doing right now for the Open? Like, what phase of their training should be going down right now?
I mean, historically, the movements that are coming up in the Open. I mean, they give you the scare tactic every year of, oh, it's different, we're going to have something else. But there's only so many things you can do, right? So I'd say what I always say, focus on movement quality. Now maybe the volume can be down and the intensity can be jacked up, and that's on the program. That's why we're running Open WOD Wednesday. You get an opportunity to kind of run it into the ground. Maybe you try to PR. Maybe there's some kind of different approach to it. But you're practicing. I'm moving for quality reps. There's nothing that's going to kind of brick wall me into going slow, like ring muscle ups, whatever. So I'm developing my skills. And then when that Open WOD Wednesday comes around, or hopefully you're practicing it, I can get into that mindset and I can practice how I'm going to attack it. Like he was talking about with the Open Apparel line about the drop. Am I touch and go? That's me. I'm really going to burn that down. Or am I a singles guy? Or just your mental approach on how you kind of game those. So that's where you should be. The in shape stuff, it's probably there. Now we're fine tuning. I mean, since it's such a short time away. But the intensity should be up. Maybe not crazy volume. I know there's a lot of people that think, oh, the Open's coming, I need to do 64 pieces a day and then accessories and run and probably do Murph at the end of every day. But that's not it. It's 8 to 20 minutes, and you need to be good at a handful of things. So that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, given the equipment, I mean, I don't really see there being too many of the high skilled things. I think it's going to be very, very basic, shitty, but basic workouts. Plenty of burpees, plenty of dumbbell snatches. There's a box in there, right?
I think there's a box, pull up. And that's a good point, because I think they're going to save all the sexy stuff for that second phase.
Yep.
And it's going to be like, because I mean, every Open is nasty. You hurt. It doesn't matter what it is. But them be having to not dumb it down, but make it to where it's like a simple, hey, here's some straightforward stuff. Because, I mean, there's not rings on the list. There's a pull-up bar. It says room for pull-ups. I mean, I don't know how many people can do bar muscle-ups at their house, which is not many, I don't think. But
yeah, I can't see there being any bar muscle-ups in there.
Which, I mean, you're like me. I love high skills, because what that means is there's a lot more thinking and movement efficiency and like less hurt, because they kind of tag it with some stuff that, there's some buy-in, like ring muscle ups. They're never attached to something that's insane, because, some people are going to get brick walled by it. And like he and I probably feel the same way about that. I love big, sexy stuff, because then it means like the hurt is down, because it's a skills test. You'll be under fatigue, but still a big skill test. But when there's none of those big skills, it is going to be like pure, like gasoline fire. And so that's it'll be like, especially the first stage, people trying to get into that 10%. Honestly, I don't even understand like the puzzle of the season. I have to reread the stuff all the time when I try to talk about it, because how the flow is so different now.
Which, I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah. But the list doesn't change. I think maybe the portion, maybe they segment them into different sections. Like the Open, it being 3 weeks is going to be insane. Like, I want to know if they're going to do it how some of the qualifiers have done it, where it's, hey, you got these 3 workouts, have them done by Monday, or, maybe they extend the time period, or if they're going to stick to the traditional, hey, here's one really just terrible piece from Thursday night to Monday night, get it done, do it 50 times if you got to, see you on Monday. And so that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, there might be the possibility of 2 score workouts where they always, they attach that weight at the end and all that. I asked Christian about this last episode. I think I know what your answer is, just based off of what you've been saying, but CrossFit's supposed to be a varied sport and a test of, your most all-around athlete. How do you feel about them kind of waiting until the later phases to truly test all of those? Like, to me, Well, I won't give my opinion, but how do you feel? How do you feel about that?
I like it. I mean, I think to me, it's always, you should have to buy the sexy stuff, right? Like the heavy barbell workouts, good example. There's always a capacity barrier, right? And then as a career coach, like I athlete for fun. I've coached for a living since I've been out of school, but I appreciated the ones where you have to have a certain level, like a capacity to earn the big sexy stuff. So a good example is I can't remember the number of it, but it was 25 toes to bar, 50 double unders maybe, and then the cleans went up.
Yeah.
Right. Or yeah, it was
Like
the workout me.
too.
That's it. 16 to, I think it was 15 or 16. But there's always something like that where the capacity is the buy-in. I think that's great. I think which if you've looked at like the teen qualifier or the teen and the age group stuff and stuff like that they've done online, I don't think it's going to be much different. The way they kind of open the playbook for those, I think will be the same thing as they're going to do for the second stage for the 10% or if that's the right number. But I like it. I mean, I think you ought to there should be some prerequisite capacity at a certain amount of skill to be able to move into the sexy stuff. Because I mean, as a coach and a person running a Friday Night Lights, and Christian could probably say the same thing, it breaks your heart to have to, like, the year they put the workout that started with muscle ups. Like, what do you tell Susie that's been a member for 3 years and now she's got to
Stand around?
Yeah. Hey, you're doing great. Stand there. So
yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I was saying last week. Like, from a logistical standpoint and affiliate owner standpoint, like, one, it being 3 weeks is great because after 3 weeks, most people either drop off or you get burnt out and you just don't want to do it anymore. And then because it's the first stage, obviously a lot of the movements are going to be very much so inclusive for everyone. So
yeah, and I love that. Like, there's no better time in the affiliate, I think, than the open for, whether somebody, you have crazy competitive people or it's people that, like, they've really wrapped their brain around doing it for a health and wellness, like adding value to your life outside of the gym kind of deal. But no matter what it is, everybody can come together and go nuts. Because I feel like, you get that in class, but everybody's working out. But when people are hanging out, drinking beer, eating pizza, doing whatever, watching everybody go through heats and stuff, man, like big tingle chill kind of season for me, especially in the affiliate. And so that was always my favorite time of the year. And at Maximus and Derby City, the places I've coached over the last few years, like, it was such a big deal. Like, Friday Night Lights was insane. And I mean, we had an insane amount of people. And we, you do the theme like everybody does. And just, it was my favorite time of the year for sure. And you are correct. Week 4 and 5, you better be real creative or have like some good door prizes, or it's gonna be like slim pickings. Yeah. You got one heat and then we're all gonna hang out and drink all the beer we bought and nobody showed up. So it's gonna be a long
night. So with you all having experience with Friday Night Lights and running a gym and the pluses and minuses of the open, is there anything other than maybe the adjustments that have already been made that you would suggest or you would implement as far as changing up the open?
Oof, that's rough. I don't know. I know how hard it is to program stuff like that, especially a test. Like, it's, it would be really easy for some of those things to fall flat, but I feel like over the history of it, they've done a really good job of testing stuff, because there's been things I've seen and been like, oh, that's not hard at all. And then I'm melted into pieces, which is great.
20.1.
Yes, exactly like that.
Seems super simple.
Well, and better too, especially with us, like big, heavy, tall dude. Oh, you're definitely going to do good on this one. Yeah, I can. And it's going to hurt, but it's fun, man. I think the thing I would add, that's rough. I mean, I feel like you have so much freedom, like with the affiliate model and the way it is to make it your own, that the part that would probably be hard for you, programming it, keeping it interesting, or keeping the programming interesting, they kind of take off the plate. And I mean, it's not something I would want to put on my plate, to be honest. Like, it's cool to be freed up to be like, hey, here's what they programmed. Here's the good time we have scheduled for you. Here's the heat, what time you're going. You can drink beer after that, or before if you're crazy. But I like breaking it up into portions. I'm interested to see how it goes. I think, in my very humble, do not make money being an athlete opinion, I've hated sanctionals because I felt like the angle they took was, hey, we're driving this back to health and wellness. And Christian will tell you the same thing. All it did was open up to, there's no off season. When it's hey, the Open's in February, regionals or whatever is in May, games are in June, July, August, whenever you want to have them. That's a season. There's an off period. There's whatever. But when you got somebody that, they just picked it up and you don't want to put water on the kind of fire they have for CrossFit that they just found, they love it. And now there's a million qualifiers you can do and a million events you can go to. It literally did the opposite of whatever they were trying to do with the health and wellness initiative type deal. Like, yeah, you put the old person deadlifting the freezer or the antifreeze jugs on the couch. Like that's the media. But what you did was like open the floodgates. And for people like Chandler, like I love Chandler to death. Like Chandler makes money doing CrossFit. Noah Olson, like those people, way more like monetary opportunity for sure. But like it was way harder, and I feel like I had way more rough conversations when they changed it with members because it's qualifier. Like just run yourself into the ground. And so them going back to the Open, I appreciate a whole lot. That format in my brain as an athlete and a coach, especially like being in it for so long, it just soothes my kind of anxiety for trying to keep people in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely nice that there's a lot of different stages throughout the season as well. So you have that 3-week Open, you have your quarters, your semis, and all that stuff. So it definitely gives you the season in nice stages and doses. Like a lot of people got burnt out last year. A lot of people got hurt. And because you're trying to continually make these qualifiers and go to these sanctionals, you're just running your body into the ground. I mean,
yeah. And I don't want to shut. You don't want to shoot somebody down, right? Like, I mean, if it's important to you, cool. It's important to me. I'm glad you're doing it in my gym. But, me and you both know this candle burns out. And I just had the conversation with we moved back to Tupelo in July. I just had the conversation, like pretty good athlete in the local affiliate, and I'd see him in there when I was training. It was before they canceled the games. And I mean, you got a normal job. You come in, you're putting in 4 hours of whatever programming it is you're following that, maybe they built in the warm up, cool down. I would hope they do that and emphasize like hey, I hope you're managing everything outside the gym so you can kind of flourish with this instead of just dig the hole to stand in. But the guy ended up just like you're talking about, like people getting hurt or kind of just, super burnout. And like, that's the last thing you want, as a person running the gym or affiliate owner, coach, whatever. Like I want you to stay on fire for it and not get set on fire by it in a negative way.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue that I want to talk to both of you about. You're both dads. You both have a lot on your plate aside from picking up barbells and breathing heavily. How do you find the balance, for the listeners out there that have a family or a busy job, but really value a love for CrossFit or just wanting to get their fitness at a high level? How do you guys go about managing that?
For me, it's about one, scheduling and prioritization. I think you need to find out in order of the things that are most important to you and kind of like literally list them down in order of highest priority and then kind of go down the list. For me, training, where it used to be highest on the list, it's kind of worked itself down a couple of layers. So I only allow myself 2 hours a day to train. My coach Jason Leiden, he gives me an AM and a PM session. I kind of throw everything into one. Sometimes I'll even throw my own flavor on everything, but I give myself 2 hours to train, and sometimes I just don't finish it all in the day, and I'm okay with that at this point, at this stage. Like back in the day, I would be training for 3, maybe 4 hours a day. Kids, business, family, priorities change now, and just making sure that my day is scheduled in a way that I get the training done early in the morning. I allow myself time, mid-morning, early afternoon to do any work that I need to do. And then once I'm home for the day, I'm home. I try to, keep work at work, home at home, just compartmentalize everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same for me, I think. And I also think it comes with like some athletic maturity going into it. And for the longest time, it was all I did. Like, and Christian did the same thing. But like my experience was my wife was in residency, so she wasn't at home. So I wasn't at home. So I was coming up with stuff. I mean, at the time, like I was following another program and I love those guys. I would add just tons of stuff. But now, like, because at that point it was be the best husband you can be, stay away from home if she's not home so you don't notice. And then everything else was like geared toward being an athlete, being the best for my team. And now it's, top of the list is still husband, dad. And then now it's like, I want to be as healthy as I can be moving forward and still like be competitive in the open and stuff like that. But I mean, if we do, we do. If we don't, fine. Because I'll say I retired, I'm still going to do the open and like participate in Friday Night Lights and all that stuff. But like, now the kind of the lead horse for me is being an example for my daughter, letting her see like that health and wellness takes like a precedent in my life and my wife's life, and kind of how that fits into everything. Because I mean, I'm super fortunate enough to be able to work from home, unless I have to go out and do some media stuff like I did today. But I mean, I was in the house with her all the time. Like today is daddy's day out kind of deal. But I mean, I'm doing the same thing. Like we have the same coach. He does not the same programming, but same type schedule. And that AM session is the warm up. I'm getting on that thing, whatever the cardio. Yeah. And that's what, like, who messaged me the other day? They sent me your story. They were like, he does this before he works out. I was like, what you don't know is we're supposed to be doing that and then hanging out for about 4 or 5 hours. And then doing the whole thing. I feel better doing it like that.
Some of my back squat percentages might be a little off.
but they feel like 90%. That's what's important.
Right.
RPE. But it's and I will say, man, like since France, like I was talking about, like we both have the same coach now, and seeing a guy that's my size, and I may be a little heavier, but we're both 6 foot plus, 200 plus, and seeing the way this cat moves, especially from an aerobic level, was just like a piece I was missing. And I've had that conversation with several people. Not that I've ever thought I had a chance to qualify individual, but like skill wise, I had all the skills. I was CrossFit strong. I just had no long game, which was not that nobody's presented that to me before. I just the way that Jason does it really, and who Jason is, and like my vibe with Christian, like we're close. And like if he was doing it, I was like, dude, if we're the same size and pretty much very athletically similar, I need to give this a shot. And I went through some times. It's a hard adjustment after you have the baby, because I had never been in that place to where I think everybody has a hard selfish percentage. Whatever it is, it's different for everybody. But man, mine was higher than I thought, because it was driving me crazy not to be able to go. It was a weird adjustment coming out of training for 3-4 hours and going to, no, most important thing now is making sure this butt's clean, this baby stays alive. And so it's it was kind of different to step back, and I think it's just an athletic maturity thing. Like important things have to be important things, and anything that's taken away from that, you probably got to reevaluate. And that's always been my thing in the affiliate is I think anything we're doing in that gym ought to add to our life outside the gym now, like enrich your relationships, enrich how you feel outside the gym. And it shouldn't be something that like you got to maybe pass on hanging out with your buddies, or pass on like the hike because your legs are sore or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like something to add to.
Yeah. So with Christian being a big fashion guy, I didn't realize when I met you that you were also kind of like into this game, at least shoe wise. You're posting on your. I don't know.
You gotta build the outfits, Joe.
Hey, yeah.
What's on your feet? What's on your feet right now?
What do you got? Are you?
I'm in the house. The socks. Oh, what is that? Oh, I stepped on a strawberry. I remember what that is. She eats strawberries now like a just fiend. I appreciate that credit. I'm not a quarter or not 1% as creative as this cat is. Because I remember we might have been in France. And he had what you have brought up. You were building logos or something. Something popped in his head. Opened his laptop and he starts like pulling vectors and stuff, making logos. I was like, you do all the designs and stuff? He's like, yeah, I do all of it. I said, are you fucking kidding me? And so, because like I can chop up videos, not a problem.
I was just gonna say, don't get it twisted. Like this dude can work on that computer right there.
Yeah, but that's it though. Like the video, I mean, which is purely built out of like being vain, right? Like I was on Instagram to make me look cool. If people liked it, cool. If they didn't, don't care because I liked it. But yeah, I love shoes. Like I collected shoes in college. Like I think if you played any kind of ball, like you were into shoes, probably. Like you at least had a favorite pair of cleats and a pair of like travel shoes. But I don't know, I guess it's like my old man coin collection. You know, like some cats collect guns and stamps and coins. I just collect shoes. And so it's a thing. We've really slowed down. My wife, I can't get them all. So now I get the ones I like.
You couldn't get them all anywhere on the sneakers app.
You can't get anything on the sneakers app. And that's what's so weird about moving back here, man, is like my accent matches home. But like, I think you move back and when I don't want to say outgrown the place because they're charming, like very nice Southern things. There are just some things here that like I miss, Chipotle, Whole Foods. There are no, like, the culture is so like where we live now. It's like, people wear fishing shirts for no reason. And that's like stylish. And, I don't own a pair of like tall mud boots or anything like that, which is fine. But like we're coming out of living in Dallas and Lexington and Louisville that are kind of like a very different, not good or bad, just very different culturally. And like the gym I was coaching at in Louisville had a sneaker place right under it. And, that kind of got me back into, oh, dude. And the guy was cool. Like I did some media for him and like, so we scratched each other's backs. But yeah, man, it's just a fun thing I do. And then around here, nobody knows what they are. So I could wear like the wildest pair of just never before seen shoes and nobody cares. They think I'm a super weirdo, which is fine. Yeah. Till we talk and I sound like them and it's all good.
Why is your Nike check backwards?
I don't know. Everything's backwards on here. I think my
no.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the shoes. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't broke. That's the only shoe I've not put my foot in is that Travis Scott High. The lows, I spilled funnel cake on in Fort Worth. So they're really out there. Yeah, they're like customs. Like they got like dust and grease on them. But I don't know. That's my thing. Like I've sold one pair ever, and like I got some buddies that sell shoes and stuff. But like I'm getting them for the toe. Like I guess that's my creative thing because I make videos sometimes, and like that's my creative outlet is hunting shoes and putting together outfits, I guess. But this cat has the creative stuff. I'm do a video every now and then, but I'm not building any logos or apparel lines that are able to make a drop like it's supreme.com and everybody just sell out. So
yeah, I appreciate you.
No, hey, I appreciate you.
Christian, anything we're missing talking with Dex today? Anything we didn't hop on? We popped around pretty good.
Let's talk new team. That's what I want to talk. Who are these people?
Okay.
No, all right.
No. Well, no.
That means we're gonna have to have him on the next show then.
Yeah. We were talking about that, Dex. That the next episode's gonna have to be Christian's new team. So maybe Christian, you can share just a little bit to like give people a teaser for our next episode.
Definitely. So it's looking like the squad for the 2021 season. We have the other male is going to be Will Carter. Did I just break up?
No, you're good.
Okay. The other male is going to be Will Carter. He's based out of Connecticut. Our females, we have Brittany Morella, also out of Connecticut, and Katie Christian. She's fairly local to myself. She's out in Long Beach, I think. Yeah. I just trained with her for the first time this past weekend, so still getting to know everyone.
I followed them up. The girls look strong. And like,
yeah,
I mean, we know Will. Like Will's been on, same program as us for a while, or same coach. But what I sent him a joke because me and Christian are like 6'2", and Will is 5'2". Will's a little meatball, but I mean he can go for sure.
Yeah, dude's an ox, man.
Whoa, dude, you about to have to carry the whole worm. I'm telling. Look, we had on.
We messed around last week a little bit. We actually did all right.
Oh, if they put you in the middle, like if you don't stay out front, you're gonna have to carry the whole worm.
Yeah.
Like Will, we had a girl when it was 6-person, which was a shit show. Like I'm so glad they're not going back to that. Like I really like that they're going back to the affiliate. Like I hate that our team didn't get to go and like do damage because I feel like our team was, especially with Kelly making huge strides in gymnastics like she was, we were set up to go and be very competitive and having an awesome time. My thing was running, hers was gymnastics. You and Brooke, and we were set up to go have a good time. So I still hate that we couldn't do that, but from like coach's standpoint and lover of the sport, the affiliate model is gonna be so much better to me. And I know there's still going to be like super teams, and I think you should, if they're, pool it together, make it legal. We did that my last year at Maximus. We had 2 people that live 2 hours away, but there are ways to make it legal. But yeah, I'm super interested to see how that goes, man. Especially if they're all, I know Will's a pretty good dude, and I followed those 2 girls, so I'll be checking up. I'm excited. Meet 2.0. Yeah, meatball squad.
Are you all? Do you lift heavy or do you move fast? What's your team? What's your team strength, Christian?
I'm good. I mean, I think it's everything really.
All right, so you're the full brand.
I was
move
pleasantly
fast, lift
surprised
heavy.
last week. We had we did a little Metcon or a workout, I guess. It was every 2 minutes. You had a 5 muscle up buy-in for the guys, a 4 muscle up buy-in for the girls, and then basically every set you built up on the cleans. Oh shit.
Dude, this cat sent me, shout out my man at Compete Force. That's a worm.
Oh.
It's a worm.
For everyone just listening on podcasts and on YouTube.
Yo, I need that.
He has a Dex has a worm sleeve that says, what does it say? The meat squad?
Yeah. It says it's got 2 stakes on the end and it says the meat squad.
Damn, that would have been perfect.
Dude, I'll mail it to you. I messaged you, but yeah, I'll send it to you. You got to put rubber pellets in it, or it'll be like. Did y'all use the slug when you went with Dynamics?
Yeah.
It'll be heavy like the slug. Like
what that?
Well, I got a 2-man one. He said it's Compete Force is who makes them. So he sent me a 2-man one for the garage gym that I thought me and my wife would use. No, they're very well built, but it's heavy, and you don't put sand in it. It's like rubber, like ground up tires or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want to say it's a little better made than the other one. Like you can beat it up. But I'll ship it to you. I ain't got nowhere to put it, and you need it. But yeah, dude, I'm excited, man. I think about it all the time, especially when people want to talk about it at the gym. Just because we had at Maximus, we had a whole lot of fun, and we were all really good friends. Still really good friends with most of those people. And then our squad was just, we had fun at the event. I think we had way more fun in the in-between and stuff like that, just kicking it and kind of being out with each other. So it's I hope that's the case for y'all for sure. I know being a little closer will be awesome.
It was a dope weekend last weekend. We got some training coming up this weekend, so it's just building that relationship, building the camaraderie and getting it going from there. You guys will see some content coming. So
oh yeah. No, did you get is Buddy gonna follow you around for the vlog?
Yo, so we got shout out to Javier. He at Shot by Lens, he's been doing a lot of the content around here at the gym. So a lot of these videos that you guys are seeing, he's putting out some dope shit.
Bro, he's so good. The preview he put out for the vlog.
Yeah.
Buddy's that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And I tell you what I'm sick of is every time we get on YouTube, I get trolled with a Whoop ad for you slapping a bench or doing a muscle up or something. But I swear I cannot click on one and it not come up. It's like a sick joke. Funny. Like somebody must be watching my YouTube and every time they drop it. But yeah, dude, I'm excited for y'all. And we I was super pumped to get that you asked me to do the program for the stuff. So you're the homie and being involved is cool. And it's being in the house and I love my kid to death. Having something that is not wiping butt and something like that has been awesome. So
I appreciate it.
But it's no, dude, I appreciate it. It's been good. And it seems like the feedback's really good. People are having fun with the program. I look at all the comments on True Coach. We're putting it on them, but they're liking it. So
yeah, it's good seeing it here firsthand, every day at the gym, just watching everybody throw down.
Yeah.
And then on Saturdays jumping in with them sometimes, it's
that tag team Saturday, what we do, one a month. Yeah. Well, it's tag team Saturdays once a month. And so, cause I obviously love team way more than doing individual stuff, but we'll do that once a month. That's a good time. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Are you running that program at the gym?
We have it offered to our open gym members. Okay. So if you sign up for open gym, you get the program complimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do a facility tour of the new spot.
Once it's completely done, I'll do it.
Look, Joe, he ain't gonna do this for 2 years. It's gonna be done, and he's gonna rearrange it 50 times is what he's gonna do. And then they'll make a
thing. You gotta optimize it. You gotta optimize it.
We gotta get this interior decorating right. All the feng shui energy has to be right.
Yeah,
no, it'll be cool. I'm excited, man. And then I'm gonna get up there and we'll do some stuff too. Like we'll get out of pocket. Me and Joe talked about it a little bit, but it'll be fun. And I'm just gonna keep putting weird stuff in there when you have to do the demo video, like testing you. That's the new thing. When I put new stuff in there, it's strictly to see if you. What'd you text me that one day? Was it a front rack stocks press? Because in my brain,
we're both.
Like, I can see you doing this, getting mad. But yeah, it's fun, man. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time.
All right, Dex. Well, thanks for being on the episode 2 today of Move Fast Lift Heavy podcast. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys.
Later,
boys.
All right, Christian. Seems like episode 3 is gonna have to be the new team. We're gonna have to get that going.
Squad in there.
All right. Well,
the new team name officially is Move Fast Lift Heavy Crew.
Okay, there it is. Move Fast Lift Heavy
Crew.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll gather the crew and chat with all 4 of you on our next episode 3.
Yes, sir.
All right. Catch you later. All right. That'll do it with episode 2 of Move Fast Lift Heavy podcast. You heard Dex and Christian chatting a bit at the end about our program, Move Fast Lift Heavy online training. You can check that out on the website, movefastliftheavy.com. We also have the open season launch headed at you February 15th, Monday. You can check that out on our Instagram at movefastliftheavy or the website, movefastliftheavy.com. If you like the podcast, please subscribe, rate, leave a comment, swipe up, do the things. We truly appreciate you. Until next time, Joe Roscoe signing off. Later.
My name is Christian Harris. I'm a CrossFit athlete, coach, trainer, and founder of Move Fast Lift Heavy. MFLH has always been more than just apparel. It's a way to train, it's a lifestyle to live, and now we've leveled up that mantra by creating our online training platform. Move Fast Lift Heavy now provides personal online programming. The programming can be done either in a gym with a garage gym setup, or even from the comfort of your own home with a dumbbell or even at body weight. This isn't just your typical workout block. You'll have unlimited access to our coaching staff to ask questions and submit technique videos. MFLH has always been more than just an apparel line. Now you can be a part of the team. Click the link to get started, and let's get to work.